Hi, this is Dr. Lisabeth Medlock from Life by Design Coaching with your life coaching tip of the week for the week of March 26th, 2012. This week I'm going to talk about the concept of suffering and how in the process of suffering, how we can learn and grow, and how suffering in some ways is essential to kind of moving forward and moving on. The Buddha actually talks a lot about suffering, the path of suffering, how suffering is a necessary part of kind of getting to the place you want to be, and kind of the path to enlightenment involves a lot of suffering. And if you read a lot of writers, I'm reading a book now that I think I've talked about called Falling Upward by Richard Rohr, that talks about that you have to have those times in your life where you kind of hit rock bottom and have suffering to be able to really grow and kind of see the light and move forward. And it's only through that suffering that you move into more enlightened phases of your existence. And so I think it's important to not wallow in our suffering and be depressed by it, but understand that suffering is a necessary part of life. And at those low points in our life when we suffer, I think the important thing to do, and this is something I've done myself, I've been at low points of life, is the idea of just kind of letting go and letting God, as some people say, is kind of giving it up to the universe and kind of saying, okay, I don't know what to do here. I'm at a low point, and trusting in the universe and putting your trust in God to kind of help you work things out and get past that point. And I think that's the thing that people find the hardest to do. I think in the midst of our suffering, when we're feeling really bad, really down, we're feeling like the world is falling down around us, we increase our attempts to kind of doggy paddle and stay above the water. We're frantic, and that frenetic and frantic energy just kind of pulls us down even more, because we're grasping at straws, we're looking at things we can control. And sometimes I think you just need to lay it down, is what I call, lay down your bag of rocks on your back, lay down your burden, get in your fetal position on the floor, cry it out, and ask God to kind of help you see the light. And through your suffering, just stay in stillness and quietness and listen for the voice of the universe, the voice of God, and your voice kind of helping you getting through that point and seeing a path. Usually in the point of suffering, we don't see a path. We just see weeds and bushes and trees growing up all around us. But a path can be cleared, I think, in the suffering if we just remain still instead of doggy paddling like crazy, is to kind of just let it go. I think there's a song, I think it's Sarah McLachlan, that says there's beauty in the breakdown. And I think that's kind of true, is that you can find truth and beauty in the midst of breaking down when you allow yourself to let everything go and realize that you're not in control of anything. And you're on a roller coaster, you're at the bottom maybe right now of that roller coaster ride, but you're going to come back up. And really in that suffering, allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to suffer, and allowing yourself to sit in stillness and find the answers that you need to find and move on, instead of grasping at the straws and the weeds to kind of get you out of the quicksand. Sometimes you need to sink down the quicksand. You know how you get out of quicksand, by the way? I think this is a good analogy. I just read a book about it. Not about quicksand, but how you do it. In quicksand, the more you fight, the more you sink. And I think that's a great analogy for life. The way to get out of quicksand is to actually completely relax your body and go against the whole panic that you're sinking. When your body relaxes in quicksand, if you can relax every muscle, you can individually pull your muscles out of the quicksand. And that's what they tell you to do when you get stuck in quicksand. So I think life is like that. When you're in quicksand, the more you fight it, the more you get sucked under. The idea is to relax in the suffering and let go. And through that relaxation is how you free yourself from the quicksand. So suffering is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's how we learn. It's how we grow. And if we let go and relax in it and listen and trust in God during those periods, we will be able to get through it, and it will make us stronger. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. I believe that, and I've lived it, and I hope you understand that too. I hope you enjoyed our life coaching tip of the week, and I will see everybody next week for another tip. Have a great week.